It's a team we welcome to Dublin for the first time since 1978 and a rider we welcome to Dublin for the very first time. For Canada, Kimberly Martins-Winsing, Kimberly with Corridor.
Well, a great start to the class there. Corridor and Kimberly Martins-Winsing for Canada. 4 faults in 58.53. Unfortunately, just having the penultimate fence down. So 4 faults, 58.53 the time. On to our next competitor. Jumped here brilliantly this week. For Mexico, this is Andres Azcarraga. He rides Vax van der Berghove. Twelve faults there for Andres Azcarraga from Mexico. The time 62.39 for Andres and Vax van der Berghove.
So a career winner of our Grand Prix here in Dublin, part of our winning Aga Khan team yesterday with an incredible double clear round. Riding Prado de Costa today, we welcome back to the main ring for the Netherlands, Kevin Jochems.
Two fences down there for Kevin Jochems and Prada de Costa for the Netherlands. 8 faults, 65.73 the time.
Still looking for that first clear round. We go to a rider who is an international 5-star winner with us 12 months ago. He's won the Defender Puissance, and of course it is Puissance Day, and he's top 5 with us on Wednesday with this very ride. It is DHF Alliance and Ireland's Commandant Geoff Curran.
Well, bad luck there for Commandant Geoff Curran. 2 fences on the floor, 56.81. 8 faults. Time was reasonably good. 56.81. He was at fence 10 in around 44 seconds for those keeping an eye on the clock.
Time or not, it will be a clear that will go into the lead. It's faults and time initially before we have multiple clears, and then it comes to the time as we go to Jordan Coyle, a double 5-star winner with us here this week, the man from Derry, with his winner here in the Hickstead speed class a couple of weeks ago. This is 4 gold, Jordan Coyle, Ireland.
Well, he certainly set off like he was going to break the record, but unfortunately he has 3 fences down, 12 faults, 56.81 the time there for Jordan Coyle, and 4 gold for Ireland.
Well, Leonie Bockmann is going to be our next for Germany. Leonie, a 3rd generation to be involved at the highest level of the sport of the Bockmann family from Lastrup in Germany. Family involved significantly in breeding, and Leonie here has a family homebred in the shape of this 8-year-old. With 4 roses, our first German challenger of the RDS Stakes, it is Leonie Bockmann.
So just one fence down, 4 faults, 64.74 the time for Leonie Bockmann for Germany, and 4 roses. Still awaiting our first clear in this first round of the Royal Dublin Society Stakes International Competition number 9.
Well, now we go to another very young horse, just 8 years old, owned and bred by the Spy Coast Farm of North America. It is Rural Juror SCF with County Cork's Olympian Shane Sweetnam.
Wow, what a fantastic round, clear all the way. Shane Sweetnam for Ireland, 64.93. Into provisional pole position. A lot of jumping left to be done in this class, but clear round for Shane Sweetnam, our first one of the class.
So now that is very much what we have to be. Clear in 64.93. If you're following along on the start list, Susan Fitzpatrick will not be a starter, so we'll go on to our next contender. Our sole representative of Venezuela in the starting field here this year at the RDS Dublin Horse Show. With the Chocomola bred Check Me Out PS, it is Luis Fernando Larrazabal.
So 12 faults there for Luis Fernando Larrazabal from Venezuela. 60.17 is the time, provisionally into 7th position, but 12 faults.
Well, we go then to County Tipperary's Trevor Breen. Trevor recently double clear in Nations Cup action for his country at the Rolex Series show at Falsterbo in Sweden. He's partnered here with one of the younger rides in his stable, the 9-year-old Canoon Blue, owned by his wife Caroline Breen. It is Ireland's Trevor Breen.
Well, what a fantastic round. Another clear round. Trevor Breen, Canoon Blue. Clear all the way, 61.87, which is marginally quicker than Shane Sweetnam. That's provisionally into pole position.
Marginally, you're very cruel. 3 seconds. Bas Moerings and Ipstar are going to be our next to go. This is another homebred horse in our starting field here of the Royal Dublin Society Stakes. Bas Moerings, part of the Dutch squad this week. He stood out as reserve yesterday, so he wants to make his mark as the week goes on for the team very much in form. Bas Moerings, the Netherlands.
Well, a super time, 65.05, good enough for third position for Bas Moerings for the Netherlands. Clear all the way, and Ipstar.
Well, going on then to Mexico, it is the rider who was recently in action in the jump-off of the Rolex Series Grand Prix in Dinard in Brittany in France, following the footsteps of his father as well to ride here at the Dublin Horse Show with Sant Contindra. It is Jose Antonio Chedraui Prom, Mexico.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, please. Jose Antonio Chedraui Prom for Mexico and St. Contindra retire.
It's nice to see the little bit of horsemanship takes what we call the courtesy jump on his way out. One indicates that he retires, and two just lets the horse go out on a nice jumping experience as their final jump in the ring, ready to come back one more time over the course of our 150th RDS Dublin Horse Show. So far, Trevor Breen, Shane Sweetnam, Bas Moerings, they are our clears. 61.87 is the time to beat, although we have seen faster with false. Jordan Coyle was faster, and Trailblazer, Kimberly Martin's Vincy, faster around this Allen Wade track. Well, going on then to our next contender, it is another Irish Olympian, a brother of Jordan Coyle, who we saw earlier on, hailing also, of course, therefore, from Derry. This is his Grand Prix winner in La Coruña this summer during the European Championships, Daydream. We welcome back to the main ring, Daniel Coyle for Ireland.
No bad luck there for Daniel Coyle and Daydream. 4 faults for a refusal at fence 10. The time 70.20 for Daniel Coyle for Ireland and Daydream.
So, will he go for the win today, or is this just a tune-up for tomorrow? This is the horse and rider pair that won the Rolex Series Grand Prix of Dinard just a fortnight ago. We're on the podium here in Dublin in the Rolex Grand Prix 12 months ago. Carissimo and the United States of America's Aaron Vale.
Well, bad luck there for Aaron Vale and Carissimo for the United States of America, having the penultimate fence down 63.13 the time. 4 faults.
Well, now a rider from the southwest of England who's already a runner-up with us on Wednesday with this very horse. We've seen him in Nations Cup action this year at Hickstead as well. This is I Am a Harley in Great Britain's Adrian Whiteway.
Well, another one, a little bit of luck. Another fence, the penultimate fence being knocked down. 4 faults for Adrian Whiteway and I Am a Harley for Great Britain. 4 faults. The time 58.11.
So again, another one beating Trevor Breen's leading time of 61.87, but to go into the lead, you need to be faster than Trevor with the clear round. Clear round in yesterday's second round of the Aga Khan for Great Britain for this man, Joe Stockdale, the championship medalist for Great Britain, with a horse that went very well for him during Hickstead's Derby meeting back in June. This is Lasker JDV, Joe Stockdale.
So any rider to be in with a chance of going with the fastest time and hopefully having a clear round will need to be at the third last fence in and around 45, 46 seconds. Well, super round there, clear all the way and into pole position for Joe Stockdale for Great Britain and Laska, clear in 59.28. Super round.
So Joe Stockdale sets the standard, but it could change almost straight away as we welcome forward a rider no stranger himself to success in this ring. He's won the Grand Prix, he's been on an Aga Khan winning team, and in addition to that, won plenty of classes, especially like this against the clock. This is just a young horse. It is by the famous Cornet Obolensky. It's Hurricane de Champloo and Ireland's Bertram Allen.
Well, 4 faults there for Bertram Allen, having the first of the in and out. The telephone fence is down. 4 faults for Ireland on Hurricane de Champloo. His time 61.06.
On we go then to Swiss contender Dominik Fuhrer. Dominik, who's been a Grand Prix podium finisher on the Morocco Royal Tour and top 10 this year in a 5-star Grand Prix in Hong Kong, just underlining the international nature of the top sport. With good luck de la Bush, Dominik Fuhrer, Switzerland.
Well, a great round there. Into second position for Dominik Fuhrer for Switzerland on Good Luck de la Boche, 60.71. Super round for Dominik.
So coming into the ring then, it is one of the current world's top 10. He is the reigning European champion, crowned just a couple of weeks ago in La Coruña, and with this horse, a winner of our biggest class, the first world ranking class of the week on Wednesday, the Sport Ireland Classic. Part of our runner-up German team yesterday in the Aga Khan with Fenio van Het Keizersbos, it is Richard Vogel.
Well, that shows why he's one of the best. Into pole position, clear round for Richard Vogel, 56.35 for Germany, and Fenjo van Het Kaiserbos. Clear round into the lead.
Yeah, and smooth is fast as well. He didn't even look like he was trying. Richie Vogel, the one to beat there with Fenjo, 56.35, and just looking down the ranks, I think that's faster than anyone has gone with or without faults. A worthy leader at the moment, but still more than a dozen challenges. Denis Lynch is the first of them for Ireland, part of our podium finishing Irish Aga team yesterday. Denis with catcher.
Well, a super clear round, clear 57.71. Not quite fast enough for pole position, but into second place for Denis Lynch for Ireland and Katja, 57.71.
Well, on the subject of second places, here is a horse and rider pair that we saw take a second place finish in our Anglesey Stakes competition, the Speed, on Thursday. It is a former winner of the Aga with the Swiss team back in 2023, an Olympian for Switzerland as well. Riding Fetois Belle de Seigneur, Switzerland's Bryan Balsiger. Our time here to beat in the Royal Dublin Society Stakes, 56.35.
Well, a good try there for Bryan Balsiger for Switzerland, and Fetois Belle de Seigneur Pleville having the top rail down of the upright at the Simmons Court Road end of the arena, fence 3. So 4 faults, 60.80.
We are racking up those clear rounds now though, so there are 7 of them so far, with 56.35 being the leading time. Let's go to Jason Foley, part of Ireland's winning team out at one of the early majors this season, the Nations Cup in Abu Dhabi. With MBF B Blue, it is Jason Foley from County Carlow representing Ireland.
Well, unfortunately, 2 down, 8 falls, 63-26 there for Jason Foley and MBFB Blue for Ireland.
So let's take another of our speed class winners and see what they can do against Richie Vogel and Fenyo van Het Kazelsbos. This man being a championship rider, a Nations Cup winner, a Hickstead Derby winner, and a 5-star Grand Prix winner for Ireland all around the world. With HHS Fortune, we welcome back to the main ring Ireland's Mikey Pender.
Wow, what a super round. Into the lead he goes. Clear round 56.01. Mikey Pender from Kildare, riding HHS Fortune for Ireland. Into the lead, 56.01.
What is it, Brendan, is Christendom? Magic Mikey. Well, next rider to go is going to be the actually oldest rider in the 5-star field this year. He's a many times returning visitor to Dublin. He's always incredibly popular. A Swiss Olympian and Olympic medalist. He's put together quite a new string of horses. This one, a runner-up in the Minerva Stakes Wednesday, top 5 in the Anglesey Speed on Thursday. What happens now on Saturday at the 150th Dublin Horse Show for Joan, ridden by Switzerland's Pius Schwizer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give them a big round of applause. Pius Schwizer and Joan retire for Switzerland.
So an international winner during the course of the week in the international 7s and 8s, having a good week with us in the 5-star tour that she rides in for the second time, having qualified through the National Grand Prix circuit. With Keith Ennis' Olympic GL FVD, it is Ireland's Niamh McEvoy.
Well, 12 faults there for Niamh McEvoy. For Ireland, 59.69 the time. And Olympic GL FVD for Ireland, Niamh McEvoy.
Well, next to go, as we go back to the colours of Great Britain, a former championship rider for Great Britain and a former Aga Khan winning rider as well with the British team. He returns to us for the second year in a row here. Of course, Ireland almost like home to him. He's married to Rachel Gredley Wise, the television presenter for Sky Sports, so it's always wonderful to have him and his family with us. With Vuitton of Picobello, it is Tim Gredley.
Well, both parts of the in and out down for that 8 faults. 67.57 the time. 8 faults for Tim Gredley and Vuitton of Picobello.
Riding for the second time in his career on a winning Aga Khan team with us here yesterday afternoon, we welcome forward Dutch Olympian and former world #1 now with Divino van der Verteback. It is Harrie Smolders.
Well, very smooth round, clear all the way into 4th position, 59.19 the time there for Harrie Smolders for the Netherlands, Divino van der Verdeback, having been on the winning Aga Khan team here yesterday.
Well, going on, here is another live challenger, Mikey Pender, HHS Fortune, the ones to beat, 56.01. But Matt Sampson could have a cut at this. The man who splits his time between Canada and Europe. He's been a 5-star Grand Prix winner in Spruce Meadows in Canada with this one. This is Fabrice and Matt Sampson for Great Britain.
Well, a super clear round there for Matt Sampson for Great Britain, and Fabrice into third position, 56.47.
Well, Matt and Fabrice, yep, into third, so just 3 challenges remaining. Mikey Pender, HHS Fortune, just moments away from knowing whether they are assured of a podium finish. An Olympian joins us now. It is the sole rider for the United Arab Emirates with us here this year. He was on his nation's team that was second in their home Nations Cup in Abu Dhabi this spring, and went on to place second in the King George at Hickstead as well with his top horse, who's here this weekend. Riding here, though, in the speed class, it is the horse Emerald de Zabala, ridden by Omar Abdulaziz Al Marzouki, the UAE. .74.62 the time, so that's 14 faults in total there for Omar Abdul Aziz Al Marzouki for the United Arab Emirates and Emerald de Zabala. So just 2 more to see. One of them, double clear for Ireland yesterday in the Aga Khan. I think that's worth a round of applause in its own right for this man. Seamus Hughes Kennedy, just 22 years old. Here in the Royal Dublin Society Stakes, Seamie is going to ride a horse called Deux de Semilly, winner of an international class at Balmoral, the Royal Ulster Agricultural Society show, and had a very good run with him during the Nations Cup show in Rome, Piazza di Siena, this spring. Deux de Semilly, and our final Irish challenger of the class, Seamus Hughes Kennedy.
Well, a super clear round there. 62.66 the time, into 9th position for Seamus Hughes Kennedy for Ireland and Deux de Semilly.
So just one challenger remains. Will it be Mikey Pender, HHS Fortunar winner, or could it be a man who has taken the World Cup title 3 times, the Olympic title, the world title, and so many Grand Prix all around the world? Basically a legend of the sport. Rolex testimony, Rodrigo Pessoa, Giorgio Duelips, representing Brazil. 56.01 to beat.
Well, a super round, clear all the way, 60.86 the time for Rodrigo Pessoa for Brazil and Giorgio Duelips. And that gives us a winner, ladies and gentlemen, international competition number 9, the Royal Dublin Society Stakes. And it's a win for Ireland, Mikey Pender. Super jumping clear in 56.01. Second position to Germany, Richard Vogel, cleared in 56.35. In third position to Great Britain, cleared in 56.47 is Matt Sampson and Fabrice. In fourth position for Ireland, Denis Lynch and Katja, cleared in 57.71. Fifth position goes to the Netherlands, Harrie Smolders and Divino, 59.19. Joe Stockdale was sixth for Great Britain, 59.28. Dominik Fuhrer in seventh for Switzerland in 60.71. And just our last competitor there taking 8th position for Brazil, Rodrigo Pessoa, 60.86.